So we're going to start our discussions about stoichiometry. So the next two lessons, you'll notice that there isn't really a lecture PowerPoint video to watch. It's just going to be practicing this concept of stoichiometry in a variety of different ways. So there's going to be 3 short videos for the lesson today because there's 3 problems. Magnesium and HCl react to produce magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. Calculate the mass in moles of magnesium required to react with 5 grams of HCl. So in this case, one, I need to make sure the equation is balanced. So now my equation is balanced with 2 in front of the HCl. And the reason why that's important is because before it was essentially 1 to 1. For every 1 magnesium, I needed 1 HCl. But in reality, for every 1 magnesium, I need 2 HCls for this reaction to be complete. So the way that I approach these problems is kind of like a flow chart. I have my mass of HCl. I need to go to moles of HCl. Then I'm going to go to moles of magnesium, which will then allow me to go to grams of magnesium, which will answer the 2 parts of my equation. I do that by using the molar mass, the mole to mole ratio, and then the molar mass. So I can set this up as one big long train track, or I can do 3 separate calculations. Either way is fine, but this tells me where I'm starting and where I'm ending, and so I use this little pathway to make sure that I do all the correct steps to get to the final answer. So let's set it up. I'm going to start with 5 grams of HCl. And so it's important in these equations to write who I'm working with because I'm going to have 2 molar masses and a mole to mole ratio, which means I need to be specific about who I'm talking about. The molar mass of HCl is 36.45 grams for every 1 mole of HCl. That's its molar mass. So now I've completed this first part. And now I will be in moles of HCl, but that's not any of my final answers that I need. So now to go from moles of one thing to moles of another, I need to use the balanced chemical equation. So in this equation, for every 2 moles of HCl, it's 1 mole of magnesium. And that's what I'm going to plug into here. For every 2 moles of HCl, it's 1 mole of magnesium. And this will answer this first part. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there to solve for the first part. I'm going to multiply all the way across, multiply all the way across on the bottom, and then I'm going to divide my 2 answers. When I solve for my answer, I need 2 sig figs, and that's going to give me 0.069 moles of magnesium. So there's my first answer. Now I'm going to convert this from my moles of magnesium to grams of magnesium using the molar mass of magnesium. So for every 1 mole of magnesium, the molar mass of magnesium is 24.31 grams. We should double check to make sure all these canceled out. And they did. So now my moles of magnesium will cancel out. And when I multiply these 2 together, I'm going to get 1.7 grams of magnesium, which is going to be my second answer. It answers the question in total.